A 6.5 magnitude earthquake has jolted the Nantou County of Taiwan at 10:03 a.m. Wednesday, Beijing time, according to the China Earthquake Network Center. The epicenter, with a depth of 8 kilometers, was monitored at about 24.0 degrees north latitude and 121.0 degrees east longitude, the center said in a statement. Local earthquake authority in Taiwan put the quake at 6.1 magnitude. Taiwanese authorities said Wednesday that at least 1 was killed and 19 people were injured. ICN San Francisco report. China's 3 major state-owned airlines posted sharp drops in annual profit because of the weak global economy, higher jet fuel prices, and smaller foreign currency gains. China Southern, the country's biggest carrier by passenger numbers, said Wednesday that profit plunged by half compared with the previous year. Rivals Air China and China Eastern reported that earnings tumbled by about a third. Demand in the aviation industry in 2012 continued to be weak as a result of the slow recovery of the U.S. economy, the ongoing European debt crisis, and the global recession. Escalating operating costs from high jet fuel price and the intensifying competition also added to the challenges faced by the industry. ICN San Francisco report. With millions of dollars in debt, Alameda County is struggling to stay afloat. Using taxpayer money, the county supervisors are rewarding Administrator Susan Miranishi with a minimum annual salary of $423,664 for the rest of her life. Alameda County has come under scrutiny for wasteful spending. Locals who heard about Miranishi's pay have responded to the situation with shock and anger, infuriated that their county is being forced to slash its budget while the richest Americans continue to receive their pay.
Especially for libraries, like the hours is like opens only around like afternoon time, and I mean I would want to come in the morning and study or use it. Like there are a lot of people who wants to use the resource, and some person like, okay, I understand if she gets like half of that money or whatever it is. I think it's just a lot of money. Instead of investing in that, we could invest in education for the kids, or for like any people, and like the residents who wants to use the library or any other resources. Even the firefighters, like they are like, that's what our city needs for our safety and protection, and I think it's just that the resources are not used in the correct way.
To compensate for these salaries, cities and counties have been forced to lay off city workers, slash public services, reduce the number of employed firefighters and police officers, and hold off on construction projects.
If a county commissioner is making $400,000 a year and they're laying off firefighters, who's actually doing most for the community? The firefighters, the policemen, or the lady who's sitting behind a desk all day? And I think if she's getting paid that much, there's something wrong.
Even after she retires, she's getting paid the same amount.
Yeah, especially, how much risk is she, contributing as well? People are running into burning buildings and everything, and what'd she do, sit with a pencil on her desk,
That happened. That would be my first thought. How does that happen? And who is the person, what would be the group of people that would be able to do something about that? And has anyone interviewed her, and what does she have to say about it? Those would be my thoughts. And I think that someone has to look into that. Because it's serious, and if we're having all these budget issues, it's pretty serious.
Yet the higher ups.
And yet someone is turning a blind eye, it seems. So I'm saddened to see this. I didn't even know who she was till just now, but to hear that we're having all these struggles, and people are losing jobs, and school teachers are struggling, and students are struggling.
Public services.
This is very bad. This is bad. I'm sorry to hear that. So that's what I have to say.
ICN San Francisco report.